r/AskReddit by Redmond Dts. What is something weird about Europe that Europeans don't realize is weird? The United Kingdom has 30 accents per square mile. And if a large man calls you duck in Stoke, that's okay. German tourists are obsessed with mooses. A Swede. Norwegians don't close their curtains when it gets dark. Denmark too. Was so strange to walk around in the evening and being able to see what everyone was doing inside their homes. Edit. This was in Vila, which is relatively small. Apparently it's different in bigger cities. You drive 5 hours in the United States. You're basically still in the same place. You drive 5 hours in Europe. Everyone's talking funny and the cheese is different. Within France, drive 1 hour. Everyone's talking funny and the cheese is different. How incredibly inconsequential it is to cross country borders. Cycled through France, Belgium, Netherlands, and there is barely even a sign. The absolute lack of air conditioning even at 40 degrees, German transport gets sticky and stinky quite fast and nobody seems to care. Many people even shut the windows to avoid the annoying breeze. The tube in London is even worse. It's always like 10 degrees hotter than the surface. Finnish people are silent. Small talk doesn't exist. Their personal space larger than COVID-19 social distancing rules, and it's considered normal. Don't speak unless spoken to, and don't invade other people's personal space. It's seen as a sign of respect. Those Finns, who haven't been to abroad or haven't met too many foreigners, don't often even recognize this behavior being unusual in the global scale. Everything is historical. You could be walking down a street and the wall to your left is older than the USA. You will also find random hills and otherwise flat landscapes that were created from rubble from a previous war. Weird at first, but I appreciate and wish for it. It might be just a German thing, but from what I've been told, German Walmart failed because the North American style of customer service was very unliked. From the greeter at the door to clerks asking if you need help unprompted. German shoppers just want to shop and go home as undisturbed as possible. France's border with the Netherlands is in the Caribbean. France's longest foreign border is with Brazil. The amount of mosquitoes in Finland. Americans go crazy in spring because of it. Mosquitoes love still water. Finland has thousands of lakes and other bodies of water for them to breed in. It's not even that bad in southern Finland. In the north you can get absolutely swarmed during summer. In Germany, the idea that you can rent an apartment and you have to buy the kitchen separately. Otherwise you get an apartment with no kitchen. Like WTF. It's like selling a jacket but saying you gotta pay extra for the sleeves. Edit. As there is some confusion about what the kitchen will look like when you don't buy it. It will often look like this. Edit 2. Since I'm getting this a lot. Yes, this includes the sink as well. It's just an empty room. Imagine if the bathroom and shower was also bring your own. Not Europe specific, but EU specific. I find it baffling that most of my peers have never thought about how easy it is to just move to a completely different country, with little to no knowledge of the language and culture, and still be welcomed. You're just allowed to move to another country, and they can't say no, for the most part. You don't even need to ask them first. You can decide you want to study elsewhere and they'd be like, yeah sure. Personally I find this phenomenal, given how the rest of the world works. Coins being a useful form of currency. I was walking around with a huge quantity of coins clinking about, and had no idea how to organize and carry them on my person. I bought my first coin pouch, the Czech Republic, and their hefty medieval coins was a wild learning curve. You should see the 1, 2, 5, 10, 20, 50 groszy coins in Poland. Those are 100th, 200th of a zloty. Most of those small coins aren't even worth the production costs, yet people still go nuts if you don't give out the correct change. After visiting Los Angeles, I realized that my country has a very low amount of crazy people. Germans stare at strangers. It's unsettling. Having the light switch outside the bathroom. Paying to go to the bathroom. It's absolutely wild that you have to pay money to use the toilet. paying for water at a restaurant, and honestly just the limited amount of water people drink. I always feel so incredibly dehydrated when I come back from Europe. The idea that a long drive, warranting a flight, not going under really any circumstances, etc., is over an hour in the case of vacation or traveling. Not sure how true this is, but the Brits I know say it's common there. In the US, drives only get long enough to warrant another mode of transport after about 8-9 hours. I was talking to a Brit, describing a 4-hour road trip to visit an old friend, and they responded with, "If my friend moved 4 hours away, I'd never see them again." I'm still not sure how serious they were being. They were very serious. How common pickpockets are there compared to the rest of the world? Walking up the steps from a Paris metro station, I had my hands in my pockets fishing for my vape. Suddenly there was another hand in one of my pockets, and I wound up holding hands with the would-be pickpocket. Smoking. I know maybe 2 people who still smoke cigarettes. In Europe it's like Mad Men never left. Especially in Bavaria, oddly. I doubt there's a single thing that's common throughout the whole continent. That's all, folks. Thank you for watching. Have a nice evening.